Hi guys, this is Birdwatcher, and I'm going to do a video on weaponsmithing now. I haven't done one yet, but I'm going to do one. So say you want a weapon. You are going to want some iron, and I have iron here. You're going to make sure it's hot. I just have a little red dot. It's going from the heat. I'm going to make swords for weaponsmithing. So you go to create, and you go down. I'm going to check if it's on a large anvil, and it is. We're going to look for blades. If it's not on here, it's on a small one. So it's not on the large one. Longsword blade, it is. Bladesmithing on a large anvil. Go to create. Go to bladesmithing. Longsword blade is what we're gonna make. You can make them whatever you want, but I'm gonna make a longsword, and I'm gonna make 10 of these because I don't do things small when I do them, because I try to level things with multiple actions. So if you're having issues, all you gotta do is add discs to the window. Do the same thing. Add the anvil. Look for the longsword, and we are gonna make 10. A longsword is really good, guys. It's extremely good. You see my weaponsmithing is only 3. I'm gonna show you. They're very good for fighting because they have a very good parry rating. I would use these if people are wearing leather, or a lot of other things really. People still fight with these often. They're probably one of the most accepted weapon in Worm, is a longsword. A two-handed axe is for when you want to do mass damage to an animal and you don't need a shield. That's why people use two-handed weapons. But if you need a shield for hand-to-hand combat, you are going to want to use a longsword and a shield, or any other weapon really. But a lot of people use longsword. So for this, I'm just going to teach weaponsmithing. So we have 10 longswords. Now we are going to see if it takes a handle or if it takes a shaft. So we're going to go down to shaft, and we're going to make a shaft, and we're going to see. We're going to click on the blade, select one, click, doesn't work. So it's going to take a handle. So you're going to go over back to where you were and make some handles. We're going to need 10 of them. You can also use the crafting window. It's up to you. I've just always, the crafting window is fairly new to me. I'm getting used to it actually myself. I've been so used to using these menus for so many years that I use them. They're not the easiest way to do it, but they're a way to do it. Let's see if we can make these fast if we put them together. You can. So I threw them in here to make it faster. If you guys seen, I just threw the handle in, I threw the longswords in, and I clicked the create button. You probably only have 3 or 4 actions. Your mind logic's probably not that high. By the way, your actions are based upon your mind logic. The more mind logic you have, the more actions. As you get mind logic, you will have actions, so you will be able to do what I just did there, and be able to do this. So we have a longsword. As the longswords are coming out, I want to get them in the oven, in the forge, as soon as I can. I also want to put my lump back in there so that it stays hot, since I've already made my longswords. So we're going to put them in here. And I love weaponsmithing. Weaponsmithing is one of those things that are very useful. Everyone wants to eventually fight in the game, or they're going to have to fight because they're going to leave their Ds and they're going to get attacked by multiple different types of animals out there. So weaponsmithing is one of those things that I would say that you kind of want to get early on. If you don't have that many people around you, you want to get weaponsmithing. It is a long process though, and a lot of people don't like to do it, but come on, 15 times skill gain, you can do anything. Anything is good with 15 times skill gain. So we are gonna do this. So right now we have 5 made, 6 made. As you can see, they're heating up.
Did you just make another one?
Yeah.
Okay, I just got the small barrel one.
Okay. You want to do swords because you can do other things, but the reason why I personally do swords is because if you get a rare or a supreme one, you can sell them usually in a market. Usually people will buy them for silver, or they'll trade you for lots of things for them. They're on a normal worm server, they're worth around 10 to 12 silver if they're unenchanted. If they're enchanted, depends on the enchant. So right now they're not worth anything on our server because no one probably even has any sort of weapons, or has done weaponsmithing yet, or even understands like how important they are later on, or what weapon to use, or any of that. But I'm doing it now so that I don't have to do it later. So we're at 8 now. I'm just gonna do 2 more, and I already have 10 weaponsmithing, or 8 weaponsmithing. If you knew me in Worm, you would know that I always look ahead. So if I said 10 and there's really only 8, well, it's because I was looking ahead. I know I'm gonna have 10 in a minute here. So go see what's going on outside, please. I hear the dog barking, and I don't want Jeremiah to get himself bit. So alright, so we have 10 now. Now we are going to improve these. I did hear there's a way to... okay, I just wanted to check if... whatever. So how you improve things fast, you leave them in the forge. Leave the stuff in the forge. Please do. Alright, so to improve stuff, you're going to need a pelt. You're going to need a whetstone. We're going to go through the stuff you're going to need to improve really quick. So you're going to need a whetstone, a pelt, a hammer. Do I have a hammer? A hammer. And you're going to need water. That's why we made a bucket. Okay? And water. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your keyboard. Those keys. And you're going to want to pull all of that into your inventory and put it on your tool belt if you have one. If you don't have a large tool belt yet, don't worry about it. Just right click your stuff over here, and you're going to want to improve this stuff, guys. Just use whatever is under the eye for improve. And there you go. That's how you do weaponsmithing. Easy, huh? Not bad. So that's all you have to do. Make sure the stuff is hot. It won't work. I can go really quick because we're on a server that allows us to do that, and I like to spam. So look at that. That's because of our auction time. We're on our server. You might be on a longer server. Maybe you want to come to ours because you can spam on our server. I spam things out. But if you look, my skills went up pretty quickly. I'm going to stop here at 10. There it is. There it is, guys. See? Now I have 10 weaponsmithing. So it's not hard. That's how you do weaponsmithing. Make a bunch of longswords. Hopefully that helps.